Welcome to the Brand Lincoln Podcast, the show where we dig into the stories behind Lincoln's most inspiring business owners and influential people. It's where big ideas and even bigger personalities collide. Proudly sponsored by Perch Merch, your one-stop shop for screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products that make your brand unforgettable. Call us at 402-217-5212 or visit us at perch-merch.com to give your business the glow-up it deserves. And don't just listen, be a true multitasker. Like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're tuning in on. And check us out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Brand Lincoln Podcast. We're basically everywhere you waste your time. Let's get inspired, Lincoln. The stories start now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Brand Lincoln. I am your host, Chris Beecham, joined by my co-host, Henry Schmidt.
What's up, Chris?
And Joe Cruz.
Hello, everyone.
Joe just got back from North Platte days.
Yes, Nebraska land days in North Platte.
Because you were Buffalo Bill again.
I was.
So if you saw Joe and his Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, big old mustache, big old goatee.
Do you have to, do you put on a different mustache?
I do. In fact, I had a video. I took one mustache off just to show.
Does that hurt?
Underneath.
I saw a bunch of your videos on your social media of you. Do the voice. Yeah. What is it?
Hi, I'm Buffalo Bill.
There you go.
Welcome to North Platte.
All right. No, I just said that's it. We're good. All right. So today in the Perch Merch studio, we have Jaris Hennerberg from Placement Pros and Screed Solutions.
Yep.
So okay. Which one do we want to start with? Let's start with the Screed Solutions.
Oh, Screed.
What is that? What's that?
So it's a piece of equipment that strikes off concrete. So you used to have a bunch of guys go out there with a bunch of 2x4s and go around and do stuff, and it'd take them weeks and weeks and weeks to do a big parking lot. Oh. Now we'll do it in a day. So it's set up with you can do flat floors, you can do 3D floors. You got the flat floor part of it's just set up with the laser, so it throws out a beam and the sensors grab it and it holds it right on a certain elevation and strikes it off, and you get a nice, flat, smooth floor. Forklift operators, they love that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna back up just a little bit. I think we just jumped right into the middle of something. What are you talking about? I assume this is for laying concrete?
Yeah. Okay. For concrete. Yep.
You said 3D?
Yeah.
So, you go three-dimensional. So, like your parking lot out here, you don't want just a bunch of water just sitting on top of it. You want it to drain and go someplace, right?
Yeah, we got a nice lake.
Yep. So, there you go. See, maybe business opportunity for me here. But anyway, we go out there and you shoot your points. It's got a total station, a computer. It takes all the points and it creates basically a 3D graph out of it, and you can make the water flow where you want to. So,
well, that's wild.
That sounds a lot easier than getting the measuring tape out and ropes and.
Yep, and a level and making sure stuff's going where it's supposed to. And they still do it on the edges the engineers now, engineers are just engineers. They sit in a little classroom or in a little room and they're like, oh, you know what? Mathematically, it says it should drain. But when you give yourself a 1/4 inch and, 40 foot, that's not a lot of fall. So, but this machine's pretty accurate. It, on the flat floor part of it, it's plus or minus 1/8 of an inch. Over 20 foot, and then on your 3D stuff they kind of double that. It's like plus or minus 1/4 inch over 20 foot, but it's depending on the mud material and everything. It's usually a lot more accurate than that. So I think they just kind of cut themselves a little bit of slack, saying, "Hey, it's going to be this, but probably going to be this."
I feel like I've seen one. It's a massive machine, right?
I put it on the back of a fifth wheel trailer.
Okay,
a gooseneck trailer. So. They
super cheap machine.
Super cheap. Okay. That's why I got like 20 of them.
Are you looking one up, Henry?
Yeah. Kind of thing you just like throw away when you're done with it when it doesn't work too well.
So when I first started, they were around 300,000. 250, 300,000, and that was almost 20 years ago. Now, I think the last quote I got for one was 670,000. That's a Leiching. That's a type of one. I run a Samaro. So basically the Chinese went and they backwards engineered some of this stuff. And there was actually, that one's I think an American-made company. I don't know a lot about those. The way those work is the outriggers on the front adjust up and down to adjust the head. On the machines that I run, the head that reaches out over top of the concrete it adjusts up and down. Yep. So that's I think that's like an S15R.
Looks like it should be on Mars.
Yes, it kind of looks like a lunar rover.
Almost like a snowplow, but...
Is Placement Pros a concrete company then?
It is. It's
they go together
pumps.
Here.
Yep.
Oh, that's pumping.
Yep, concrete pumping.
Okay. With the massive thing that goes like over a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have a concrete company, but you help all concrete companies.
I do. Yeah. I got guys like Stevens and Smith. I do a lot of work for those guys. Concrete Works here in town, Silver Ridge. Yeah, guys like that. Voatescapes, they use me quite a bit too. I'm missing probably a bunch of guys that use me, but
is it just something they don't want to mess with the headache?
How did this come about?
Machinery?
Well, I mean, everybody likes to do it an easier way, right? That's how the laser screed came out. A couple of guys, the Smiro brothers, they were just like, hey, God, there's got to be an easy way to do this rather than bending over and, using a board to strike this off. So they had a machine that was prototyped and went out there and was like, oh, yeah, man, this thing works great. We love this. And then it just blew up from there. I think when they first did this, if they thought if they had 80 machines it would saturate the market across the U.S. And now there's, oh, shoot. I don't know how many machines they have out, but I would guess it's probably 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 machines that are out there. So, every company, there's one that kind of fits the need that they need to have it for. I just make it easier for people instead of them having to spend a big chunk of money. And then the other thing is just the operator that you set up on top of that thing. Because it's not a machine that you learn how to run overnight. It's one that you can take a guy, you can put him on it, and you can show him how to run it. But when things start going wrong, that's when you know you've got a good operator. Is somebody that can troubleshoot stuff, fix it, and get it through the pour. And so you get guys that go out there and, it's like it's supposed to work this way. And then as soon as it doesn't, then guys either fall apart or they have to stop the pour, or then they go back to hand rod and stuff. They bulkhead it off and, have to go to plan B.
Did you start as a concrete laborer, or how'd you get into this position?
Let's go back a ways.
Oh, wow. So I got my degree in criminal justice.
Makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Level
Take that.
Evening out the law.
So I got my degree and I moved out to Denver. I had a roommate that was just like, he's like, looked at the map and said, you pick. He said, let's just move someplace in the country. And I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to ski. So I'm like, let's move to Denver. So we went out there. I'd never learned how to ski or anything. Bought a ski pass, bought skis, bought everything, went up on the mountain that first day. And I think it took me 4 hours to get down the first day. I was laying on the couch the next day going, I don't know if I'm ever going back and doing that,
But you saw how that ski evened out the snow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I went back and did it. But then I was out there for criminal justice, and that was right after the 9/11 stuff. And there was plenty of jobs in law enforcement, but I was a security guard and waiting to get into something else. And had a high school buddy of mine that was out there running a division for a company down in Diller where I grew up. They had machines out there, and they asked me, hey, you want to run one? I'm like, well, see, I'm making $13 an hour, or I can make $60,000 a year or $50,000 a year. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good jump. So I decided, yeah, let's give this a try. But they kind of told me, said, if you're doing this, we need to have at least a year and a half of you doing it. And, well, then I got into it, and I was pretty good at it and kind of just went from there. Had a company that I worked for out in North Platte. They're out of Burleson, Tennessee. It's J-Ton Construction that they were doing Walmart distribution centers. And I just got along with that company really well. The owners got to know them really well. And they asked me, if I'd come down to Texas and do a job for them. I went down there and then just finally decided it was time to make the move and get my own. And bought my own. Oh, God, that was, I think, 13 years ago that I bought my first one.
Sounds about like me with getting my own DJ company.
Yeah,
Not
except he has a few more zeros.
About the same, yeah.
How much was that first machine?
Well, the
Brand
first
new or
one,
used?
I bought a used one. It was a 2007 SXP, and I bought it for $130,000 used. So about that, and then turned around, and I've had probably 6 machines since then. I've had several new ones.
Jeez.
And, I like to keep newer better equipment, kind of the newer technology and stuff. But, I'm going to be 50 this year, so I'm kind of thinking about the end game a little bit. I don't want to do this the rest of my life because it's a young man's game.
You're going to go pick up some other security guard?
Yeah, there you go. I'll find another security guard. Maybe I can find some guy from Wayne State that graduates up there and be like, hey, you went through all this, do this. Let's go run some concrete equipment
Follow
now.
me.
Yeah, let's do this.
And then, so was that, did the placement pros come after that? You just
It came after
I
that.
needed to just add some more stuff?
Had a guy that had that company. He had run it and he'd grown it, and he was working for somebody else and he wanted to buy it. So we had talked, and it was like, okay, yeah, let's buy this thing together. So we bought it, and it went well for a couple of years, and then some things happened, and I ended up having to buy his half of it out, and now I just do it all on my own. I've got a couple of good guys that work for me now, and yeah, when all that stuff happened, it was like kind of rebuilding, kind of starting a company from scratch again. So we're in the process. That just happened last year, so now I'm in the process of just kind of rebuilding and getting guys going again. I got one guy that works for me right now that he's amazing. Like, takes care of like everything. I just talked to him on the way up here, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll discuss for what's going on tomorrow, and then he throws stuff out there. I mean, I'm sure when you get that guy that fits that position, that's the guy that fits that position, and it just works well.
So how many jobs are you doing like a day or a week then? If you have 6 machines and the pump truck, just one pump truck, right?
Yeah. Well, with the laser screed, I'm back down to one.
He said he's had 6 machines since he bought the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like 6 machines. Oh, holy cow.
One time I had 3, and the economy was a lot better. Right now, we're kind of a little bit of a slump right now.
A little bit.
Yeah, so it's getting. I think it's going to get better. Well, it always gets better. It's that roller coaster ride. So yeah, I moved back down to just one machine. It's simpler to run one, because now when that machine goes out, I'm usually running a pump on the same job site. Something goes wrong, I can make sure that everything goes right.
How far out have you gone, or do you go from Lincoln?
Since I bought my own, I've gone down to Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wintertime, it gets real hard to run these machines up here.
Sure.
It shuts down for 2-3 months. So then you try and find some stuff out of town. And I don't know, you've heard of Blue Origins? What is that? Bezos
Space, right?
Space. Yeah. That's the one of the projects I was on down there. So that was actually kind of fun, seeing them big, huge, tall buildings, and kind of having people explain what was going on in there. The funny thing was, when you were down there was absolutely no pictures, because they would geo-track them, and there was people that would get kicked off of the job sites because they took pictures on the.
No kidding.
Wow. I would be kicked off so fast.
Yeah, you would.
You'd have to take like a disposable in there.
Yeah,
there you go. Then they wouldn't be able to know.
Next time.
They had cameras everywhere down there, so I'm sure they would figure it out. Yeah.
What are some other cool projects like that? What's your favorite? Tell us your favorite project that you're like still proud of.
Probably the funnest one I did, because I do like fine grading too. Down at university at the football field, they pulled all the turf up, and I graded the rock that's underneath there before they put the AstroTurf down.
So there's rock underneath there? Mm-hmm. And you just ground it like fine?
Oh, it's like 1/4-inch chipped rock.
Okay.
So yeah, the grader works the same way that the laser screed does, where you take the points out there, and but I think on that
they want a
one,
flat surface too.
Yeah. It's actually got a pretty good crown in the center of it. So,
Really?
Yeah, if you look at the field, there's a crown in it. But we graded that out, and I've got some pretty cool pictures. There, actually, I could take pictures. So yeah. When we were doing that one, nobody told me that. They're like, yeah, you cannot drive out on the field. I was told this after the fact. So I pulled my truck and my trailer and my whole rig out onto the field, and the guy that I'm doing the work for shows up, and his eyes are all big. He goes, "Get that off there now. get that off there now.
Well, you had to get it out there somehow.
Yeah.
They
I was
drive
supposed to
the
unload
tractor in between
I was supposed
quarters.
to unload it on the street and then drive that in through, but I was like, this is so much easier.
That would have been a cool picture too if somebody was like up in the stands, just your truck right there with a logo on it.
Well, someone's yelling at you to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So, are any bad stories? Like anything gone bad?
Oh God, yeah, that's like a weekly thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had a project that was going. So with the pumps, it's usually you do one project, then you move to the next one. The same day. There's like little, like you might pump 50 yards here, 10 yards here, 20 yards here. So we did one where we were doing a paving pour for Morrow Collision down on the south side of town, and guy. Well, it was inside the fenced area where they, have all the cars. So they had one pump that was reached over, and they were pumping from one side because we couldn't get them inside of that area. And then I had another pump on the other end. Well, Jamie had to pump that, and he had to take off, and he was going to go do some work for another guy out in Seward or something like that. He's driving down the interstate. I don't know if it was a drive shaft. They still don't know exactly what went wrong, but it flew off, ripped the stable box apart. Yeah, so the truck's just dead on the road. And yeah, that was a nice like $30,000 fix right there.
Oh man!
I mean, your heart just kind of sinks. He called me, he told me, he's like, "Yeah, there's oil everywhere." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So yeah, there's good and bad with it. I like to do it this way because you go and you're on one project and then you move to another one. You move to another one. I don't think I was designed for a office job. If I was in like one spot for like prolonged periods, I think I would probably just go crazy.
I don't know, man, because I've dealt with the concrete companies, and it seems like they're never on the right time schedule or the right amount of concrete, and they're always panicking, trying to order more because they need like one more yard.
Yep.
And
yep. There's a lot of panic. It seems like that happens out there, but it all usually ends up going pretty smooth in the end. We get the job done. There's only one way you can move, and that's forward.
Yeah.
You never dumped in the wrong spot, have you?
No,
Okay.
I haven't done that. I've showed up to the wrong job site before and be like, where's everybody at? It looks like we're ready to go here. They're like, yeah, where are you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm here. Like, oh, no, you got to go around the block. And it's like, oh, shit. So, yes, I have done that.
Load it back up.
But it's kind of perfect because you don't actually have to lay the concrete.
No.
You're just the guy doing the thing.
I tell you what, we were talking about operators and finding the right guy. A guy that's good at video games, probably pretty good at this stuff because it's a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Oh, it is a commercial. I mean, it's a controller, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so like Laser Screed, you're
yeah.
setting up on it, and you got two joysticks that basically run everything and a bunch of buttons on it, and then the pumps, it's a controller that just goes around your waist, and you're walking out there with the guys and controlling this thing.
It sounds like I just found my son a part-time job for the summer then.
Oh, there you go.
You have no problem hiring a 10-year-old, right?
Get him to work early.
Great video game hands.
So do you do like driveways too, or is it just mainly bigger jobs?
For the most part, what I do is just mainly bigger stuff. I mean, I do driveways and stuff. Like when we get slow or most of the time it's just for buddies and stuff that somebody needs a driveway or a patio or something done. It's like, we can fit this in there. But it's always, okay, don't expect it to get done overnight because, I've got all this other stuff that I got to take care of. This is
just fit it in when you can.
Yeah, fit it in when I can and we'll get it done.
So what's the overall plan then for like 5-10 years from now?
Well, my son just graduated high school, and my daughter did too. Yeah, so he is he's going to school for construction management right now.
Okay.
So that is his plan, is he wants to come back and work at this and eventually take over. So I'm good with that. My daughter, she's going down to K-State. She's going into psychology, and she wants to get her doctorate. My favorite thing about this is she just keeps telling me, she's like, Dad, one day you're going to have to call me doctor. And I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be great. Like I have my childhood friend grew up and they had 3 boys, and one's a doctor, one's a mechanic, and one's a construction supervisor. I'm like, man, that's what I need. For the 3 kids, you don't need anything.
Oh, no, yeah.
You save a lot of money when you have those 3 kids.
I wonder which one's the favorite. Doctor.
So people cannot hire you to pour the concrete
A lot of times what I do is somebody calls me up and they say, hey, we got this to do.
Yeah.
I've got contractors that I do a lot of work for, and I'll give them 2 or 3 names, and they'll call them up, and, it works good for me because then I'm usually the one out there pumping the concrete or doing the laser screed job on it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because what happens if the laser is never wrong, or what happens if it gets poured wrong, a big job, like a parking lot, and it doesn't? So you were saying architects.
You wouldn't find out until
or engineers,
months later, right?
Well, that's where I went back to, having good employees and being able to look at something and be like, okay, this doesn't quite look right. Or
Yeah, because is it on you,
not really. I mean, in the end, the contractor is the one that has got their name signed to it saying, okay, yep, this is what we said we're going to give you and do. With that being said, there's been some times where some stuff's happened, and, I try and help guys out as much as I can. I always want to keep customers, and, yeah. It's, we're over $200, like probably $220 a yard now, or somewhere close to that.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
What was it 5 or 10 years ago?
10 years ago, you could probably get it for under $100. Right. Probably right around that $100 mark. So damn. It's the last 5 years, we had that big boom where there was a lot of construction and they were just so busy. So it was like, 5% hike, 10% hike, 8% hike. And it just kept going up and up and up. And now it just doesn't seem to go down. Just landed, you're talking about big projects and fun ones. They got the new jail that's going in here in town. And one of the contractors that I do work for, sounds like they are in the front running of getting that one. So,
well, they announced it.
Yeah.
Who got?
Hausman got
Hausman.
Hausman got the general contracting, but they're naming all their subcontractors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now, doesn't Hausman take all their sub bids basically?
Yeah, they've already got them. So when they get their bid, they've already had everybody else's bids, and so now they're working with everybody, just kind of finalizing. But the guy that is going to be doing this, he just told me today, he's like, unofficially haven't signed the contract yet, but unofficially, he said he's supposed to be getting the work. So that's a 3-year project.
That's how does that work for you on something that big? Do you have to be there every day? It's like doing an interstate almost.
Yeah.
I mean, job security, but
are you there for 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months?
It just kind of depends on the schedule, what, Hausman puts down for how they're going to do the parking lots, how they're going to do all the paving
sections.
So, So it might be a 2-week section of you're there 2-3 days a week. Like me personally being there with my equipment to, pouring some big pours for 2 or 3 days out of the week. For a couple of weeks straight, and then you kind of go and you're doing something else for a little while, and then you come back to it because they get something else ready. And
that's kind of the best scenario for you.
Yeah.
You can still, have your other customers.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I would love something like that.
So, I got guys that are out in York. Justin Schock, that's another guy that I do a lot of work for, that he's really good. Do a lot of work out there. Yeah, Lincoln Concrete. God, I'm just trying to think of all these guys. Can I give them a little shout out? That
whoever you don't name is going to be the ones who listen to this.
Yes, it'll probably be the ones. Yeah, sorry guys. You can give me shit later. I'll buy you a beer.
Do you make cool videos and put them on social media? Because I feel like you could make cool videos.
I've got a drone. I got all this stuff. I make videos.
Let's go.
But and then what I do is I make them all and I watch it and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then I do nothing with it. I know.
Think of the TikTok capability.
I know. It would be a lot of fun. And I think it would generate a lot more. I've been talking to a guy for doing some marketing stuff too. And he's like, yeah, you got these videos, you got all this stuff. You could do a lot of fun stuff with that. I'm like,
people love that. I would watch that.
Yeah, they're satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I catch myself, with the pumps and stuff. I get on TikTok, and I'm rolling through there, and then all of a sudden, that's all I'm seeing is,
Yeah, it just feeds you that.
Yeah, it just feeds me that. It's like, I must watch a lot of these, so...
And if you go too far and you knock a guy over or something, that's money. That's even better.
Right,
I'm filming this, so I got to...
Before I bought the pumps, we did have one up in Omaha. I was doing this, and the concrete was 14 inches deep. And one of the laborers wanted to run the pump. So he went over there and he grabbed the remote. And he's going, and the guy had the hose, and he flipped the hose just wrong, and it went out. The guy fell down, and the hose come back over top of him.
Oh,
It just completely covered him. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's probably gold.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just
I will
always have a
guarantee you-
GoPro on or something.
Yeah, when he got up, he didn't think it was funny, but
Yeah.
everybody else did. Everybody else was laughing.
What's the protocol on that? Just hose down immediately if I were to fall into.
I think he went home and changed clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always keep an extra set of clothes in the pump just because. I mean, it's a dirty job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's that guy that does that? The name of that show?
Roe.
Yeah, Roe. He does the dirty jobs. Yeah. We should have him come out sometime. I think he has done one with concrete pumps before. But you know, you've got something that's malleable and it's up in the air and it's going down, it's hitting the ground, it's splattering, it's going everywhere. These guys that when they get done, they're just like from head to toe just splattered full of concrete. You know, sometimes it's like, holy cow.
They should do a weigh-in when you get to work.
There you go. Yeah.
Whoever's collected the most.
Yep. And it usually seems like it's always the biggest guy out on the job site that's always running the hose too. So
Yeah. So do you ever have to do like up in the air, like tops of buildings and stuff with all that?
yeah, we've done some elevated work. Guys, where the old Pershing is, we did that.
What is going there? I see.
So it's going to be, I think, apartments up on the top part, and then it's going to
Oh,
be.
thank goodness. We need
Yeah, it needs more
They
apartments.
better be.
Yeah.
They better be luxury apartments. If they're not like $1,800, nobody's gonna want them.
Well, that's called affordable housing. That's what they call that downtown.
Yep. So yeah, and then it's going to just be merchandise stores down below, from what I understand.
Huh.
And then it's got a parking garage. It's down underneath.
Need a parking garage.
How do they? What's the communication on when you're pumping something up to like the second or third floor? Do you just have a guy like move it to the right a little more?
No,
Or
he's
do you have
up
a
there.
camera,
Yeah,
or-
I go up there and I stand
Oh,
up
you
there.
control it from up there?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
pictured you like in the cockpit.
No.
He literally had this. He's got a big remote
Yeah.
control.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was the Screed, but not
Nope.
the.
Screed, you actually sit on and run it, and so
Oh.
you're right
You got
there
it
in the
backwards.
concrete.
So you-
Yep. And then
Now
you got a
you-
horn that's on the truck that they honk the horn when the truck's out, and then when it's ready to go again, they'll honk the horn and you start going again. At least the smart drivers you get that
Yeah,
they know how to honk the horn.
They can tell you.
Have you ever like tried to stop it, but the flow doesn't stop, or something like that?
Been there.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
You kind of alley-ooped that one.
Yeah, I did. You're welcome, Joe.
Yes. Yep. Well, we've had that happen before, and it sucks because then guys are looking at you like, how the fuck do we get all this out of here?
Oh man.
So,
Grab a shovel.
Yeah.
yeah, shovel and buckets, but we've got air cuffs that are on there, so you can flip a switch and the air cuff goes on, and then it stops it. So most time, at the most, you're
Can you just
like,
reverse it and suck it back out? Is that?
I don't think it works
There
that
you
way.
go. That would be.
That would work great if I could actually do that.
That'd
But yeah, no, once it starts coming down, it's pretty heavy. So yeah, pull it back up, you know. Yeah, it doesn't. I have seen guys that like flooded basements and stuff, like water, you can suck that back up out of there. So I've seen guys have pumps that they take them over to a house or something, or pools or
Yeah,
whatever.
like
you
a
know,
foundation that's built or something. That
Yeah,
rain-
I've never seen it on foundations. Yeah. Speaking of, there's a concrete truck going down the road right there. Somebody's still pouring even after it rained like this.
See, and I don't know a whole lot about concrete, but I know there's a bunch of different. You probably are like the Rain Man of concrete, as far as like all that, because some's thicker, some's thinner. There's all that.
If you look at a parking lot, could you tell what kind was poured?
I can't tell you what kind was poured, but I can, if somebody sprays a bunch of water on the top, or if there's a lot of trucks that, So everybody, right now we're having issues with it's the 1L concrete. So it's like limestone dust that they're putting in there. It's like a government thing that they're throwing out there saying, oh, this, we got to make everything green. So let's take something that's been great for, 40, 50 years and let's start changing it. And so now we're having a hard time with getting a lot of extra cracks in the concrete. So that's kind of the big issue. So I know, like here in town, a couple of the cement suppliers, they're changing up their some of the powder that they're getting in there. Everybody's trying to give everybody the best product, but when your hands are tied by Uncle Sam sometimes, you get what you get. So
how can people find you? Where can they go to watch the videos that you're going to put up before this podcast airs?
Well, I still got to get a web page put up. I'm working on that right now with getting a web page put up for that, and then I'll have to get that out.
We'll help you start a TikTok. It's fine. We can put it on Brand Lincoln because I'll take the
perfect.
Just send all of them to Chris.
That'd be great.
All right, that'll be my deal.
Chris's
here now.
whole
I'll just take videos. I'll send them to you, and that'll be
your
great.
whole algorithm will just be concrete videos by the end of the week. This guy must really like concrete.
People will watch, all that stuff. But all right, well, thank you so much for coming on. We learned a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially Joe here.
Yeah. Screed is not just a word that little John yells out when he's rapping.
God, okay. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.